We've taken down Zant and restored the fused shadows, so now Midna and ourselves are well prepared to take on the challenge at hand and finally defeat Ganon. But first, something that I imagine everybody's been waiting for, and it lies at the top of Gerudo Mesa. Hello guys, this is UniversalGiant, and it's time to take on the Cave of Ordeals. Now there was another dungeon very similar to this one in Wind Waker called the Savage Labyrinth. This is significantly more difficult, and there's even less of a reward for it. Every 10 floors you go down, the Great Fairy will summon fairies to either the Ordon Spring, the Farron Spring, Elden Spring, and Lanayru Spring, essentially making them fairies' fountains, which at this point are just about useless. But of course, before we head in there, we want to make sure we're fully stocked up on everything we can have, such as 100 arrows and full bomb bags. I actually sold off my bomblings and water bombs because these are going to be far more useful. And in total, you get 70 more of these things as opposed to having full bomblings and water bombs. I also took the liberty of buying another blue potion for the bottle that I wasted the fish bait on. Still have the blue chew jelly, fairies tears we got from Jovani, and the rare chew jelly that I picked up on Snow Peak. Now you can also pick this up in a grotto in the goat's pen in the Ordon Ranch, in the spot that I kept mentioning on Death Mountain, and a couple of other places as well. But you can only have one of these on hand at once. If you already have a rare chew jelly in your inventory, the rare chews will not spawn anymore. And of course we have almost max rupees. I had to spend them on bombs and stuff, but yes, this is the Cave of Ordeals, and this actually gets a little bit more difficult the second time around. I don't know if any of you guys really want me to go through it 2 times, considering the only difference is maybe 1 or 2 extra enemies every 5 or 6 floors. It's not that big of a difference. If you want to 100% this game, though, you do have to go through here. There are 3 Poes, one on floor 17, 33, and 44, if I'm not mistaken. And unlike the Savage Labyrinth, you can't actually restore hearts down here. There are a select 7 or 8 floors that do have hearts that you can dig to as a wolf, as well as about 300 rupees for your magic armor, which I do intend to use, but I'm not going to abuse it to the point where I run out of it before it is actually useful towards the bottom few floors. And now that I assume I've gotten all of that explanation out of the way, we can charge right in there and I don't have to interrupt the speed-up montage. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy the music. I'll meet you guys on the other side. And with that, all 50 floors of the Cave of Ordeals have been cleared. And as our reward, you cleared many ordeals. How impressive. In praise of your courage, I will give you this blessing. And it's a good thing we have an empty bottle too, because she gives us a second bottle of Great Fairy's Tears, which serves the exact same purpose as the first. And the only way you can get this second bottle is if you already have the bottle Jovani gave you in your inventory. At any point after this, you can't have two bottles with it. Drink this and you should be able to clear any difficulties that you might encounter ahead. A little bit too close there, Great Fairy. If you ever need my assistance again, visit any spring. Many on the surface cry out for one with powers like yours. You must go back. Why'd she send us here? But you can see, the fairies of the Lanayru Spring are here, and they will refill our health whenever we like. And just to prove to you, yes, 2 bottles of Great Fairy's Tears. And doing the Cave of Ordeals actually served 2 purposes. If you remember, we collected 60 post souls in there. The remaining 3 were in the Cave of Ordeals, and we have them all now. And I bet I know somebody that's going to be really happy to learn that we have all 60 post souls. The guy who gave us the first bottle of Great Fairy's Tears. And the guy we've been collecting post souls for, although I can't really understand why. I mean, the whole thing about Jovani selling his soul is still a bit of a mystery to me. That dialogue seems like it belongs in a Mother game. Oh well. Just one little piece of stuff we have to take care of before we go to Hyrule Castle. Oh, come on, you've seen me run through town a dozen times. You know I don't bite anybody that I like. Not this way. And I don't scare the Gorons for some reason. That still baffles me. You don't scare the Gorons or the Zoras as a wolf. You only scare humans. Oh well. Let's see Jovani. And this is actually my first time doing this. I've never collected all 60 post souls before. He's a real man again!
You did it! Look at me, I'm back to my old self again! Thanks to you, everything in my life is coming up roses, ha ha ha! Oh, of course, I need to thank you. Please accept this!
Why does everybody who's getting a reward reach for their trousers? And a silver rupee! I believe if you come back here again, he'll also give you 200, but that may or may not be when you have no more rupees. At this point, though, money really isn't an issue, so you shouldn't really bother with it.
Alright, I need to let my girlfriend know I'm back!
You might want to move first, you know? Legs, walking, out the door. Oh well. She probably liked you better when you were made of gold because she could sell you for more. But he does show up in one place here, and that's really the last thing I want to show off before we go to endgame. They're kitties! No one's gonna notice! Okay, fine. I'll run out the south gate, transform, and then come back. You like that, Minda? Would you prefer that? Actually, it's probably easier to go in here. You don't bother me if I transform here. You didn't before? This is where I warped from. Oh, Midna. I will not miss the fact that you will no longer be a shackle to me. Or miss the fact that you once were. Whatever, who cares? If you stuck around past the Cave of Ordeals, and you're still watching, you don't care how stupid I sound. Turns up he wound up at Telma's bar, drinking his sorrows away. Wonder what he's so sad about. Hey there, buddy.
I hadn't seen her in a while and she started dating another man. Oh.
Poor guy. Maybe talking to the postman will cheer you up. He still hasn't decided what to order yet in all these months. Oh well, now that we have everything in the game we can possibly have taken care of, it's time to join these good fellows and lay siege to Hyrule Castle. That's gonna have to wait until next time. This is UniversalGiant, and I'll see you then.